Merhaba arkadaşlar, tekrar selamlar herkese. Evet, haftanın 5. ve son ders saati şimdi. Birlikte işliyoruz sizinle birlikte. Evet, kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz arkadaşlar. Bakalım neler yapmıştık, nerede kalmıştık bir bakalım, tamam mı? Evet, şimdi en son arkadaşlar hatırlarsanız Avustralya'da lokantaların durumların, neler artık daha çok yeniyor, neleri yemeyi seviyor insanlar. Bu tarz bir alıştırmalar yapmıştık. Burayı bitirdik ve 7. üniteye geldik şimdi arkadaşlar. Nature Tourism. Yeni konumuz bu olacak. Bir tık küçültelim. Evet, şimdi burada ikinci alıştırma yapacağız sizlerle. Şimdi burada bir listening parçamız var. We are going to listen to a tour director talking to a group about their itinerary in Costa Rica, okay? We are going to listen to the first part of this talking, and we are going to correct the tour director's notes. There are 5 corrections here. Yes, the director's notes is in this box, and we are going to correct 5 things here after listening. Okay, so listen very, very carefully. All right then, let's go.
Unit 7, page 60, Exercise 2, Part 1.
Okay, folks, listen up. Here's some information about our itinerary. We're leaving San Jose at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
6 o'clock?
Yeah, it's bright and early. We're flying south to Capos, and we're staying in a small jungle lodge near there for 3 nights. We're going to spend tomorrow at Parque Nacional Manuel Antonio on the Pacific coast. There is lots of wildlife to see there. Remember, you'll want to wear a bathing suit and bring a towel. The park's magnificent beaches are perfect for swimming and sunbathing. And a word of warning: don't feed the monkeys. On day 3, you have a choice of 2 tours from Boca Damas: a horseback ride with a local nature guide to Tacori Waterfall, or kayaking along the coast. This tour includes a snorkeling break. On day 4, we're heading north to the Rainmaker Conservation Project. Again, there are 2 options: a gentle forest walk to a river where you can swim, or the nature trail complete with suspension bridges between the treetops. A perfect place to spot the wildlife and learn about the rainforest from the local guide.
All right. Can you catch that? Now, first let's read it, then correct it, okay? Day 1, San Jose. Arrive at the hotel, welcome reception, and lunch. Day 2, Cuerpos. Accommodation, small hotel, spend the day at Parque Nacional Manuel Antonio on the Pacific coast. All right. Well, there is something here that we should correct. The correction number 1. What is that? What is that? Let me give you a tip. It's in the accommodation part. Well, it's not a small hotel. It's a small jungle lodge. Okay, we need to correct this. Not a small hotel, it's a small jungle lodge. Okay. Things to do: wildlife spotting, swimming, and sunbathing. Correct. Remember, wear a bathing suit. We'll provide towels. An important note: don't feed the monkeys. All right. Now, there is one thing here to correct. The correction number 2. Somewhere here, what is that? Well, it says, well, It says here, we will provide towels, but in the listening exercise, they said, bring your towels. Bring a towel, they say. So that is the correction. And day 3, Quepos. Options: 1, trek with a nature guide to Tokori waterfall, and 2, kayak along the coastline, scuba diving. All right. Well, there are 2 corrections here in number 1 and in number 2. 1 each. Something is wrong in each one, so we are going to make 2 corrections. What are they? Trek with a nature guide to Tokori waterfall. What should we correct? Well, it's not a trek with a nature guide to Tokori waterfall. It's a horseback riding. Horseback riding with a nature guide to Tokori waterfall. And the second one, kayak along the coastline, scuba diving, it says. So what's wrong with this? What should it be? Well, the kayaking is correct, but scuba diving is wrong. Instead of it, what's going to happen? It's snorkeling, right? Snorkeling. So we made 2 corrections. Instead of trekking, there is horseback riding, and instead of scuba diving, there is snorkeling. So we have 1 more correction. Okay, day 4, Quepos. True Rainmaker Conservation Project. Options: 1, walk in the forest to a lake, can swim there. And 2, nature trail with suspension bridges between the treetops, wildlife spotting, learn about rainforest from a local guide. There is one thing wrong somewhere along here. What is that? One last correction. It's in the options. Option 1. What was that? It's not a lake they are going. It's a river. Walk in the forest to a river. You can swim there, he said. All right, we made the corrections. Then, okay, we have a grammar box here. Usually I pass these things, but I'm going to do this just to remember the future forms. Okay, use the present continuous and going to future, to the infinitive, for future plans and arrangements. Okay, we use either present continuous tense or going to future tense for future plans and arrangements. We are going to spend tomorrow at Parque Nacional Manuel Antonio. We generally use the present continuous if times and dates are mentioned. Okay. We are leaving San Jose at 6 a.m. tomorrow. There is the time mentioned. The times and dates, if times and dates are mentioned, we generally use present continuous tense as future tense. Okay? We use will for predictions about facts and events expected to be true in the future. I'm sure you'll see a lot of crocodiles. It's not a set thing, it's an expectations or prediction. Okay, I'm sure you'll see a lot of crocodiles. If you are interested in wildlife, you will love the jungle tour. I'm sure you'll love it. I don't know, but I'm sure you will. So it's just a prediction or expectation. Okay, let's move on. Well, I did that because we have an exercise along the way about this. But first of all, let's do exercise 4. We are going to listen to part 2 of the listening exercise. We have listened here. This was the first part, and now we are going to listen to the second part of it and complete the itinerary, okay? So listen very carefully and take notes while listening. Well, before listening, let's take a look at it. Day 5, Yaco, Pacific Rainforest Aerial Tram. Aerial tram. Aerial. hava demek arkadaşlar. Tram de tramvay, hava tramvayı. Ride through the blah blah on open air gondolas. Üstü açık, teleferik tarzı şeyler arkadaşlar. Fabulous views of the blah blah. Day 6, Tarcoles, Highway 34, blah blah from Tarcoles village up the river to see the crocodiles. Warning, these reptiles can get blah blah. Looks serious. Day 7, Yaco, Park Nacional Carrara. Some of the most varied forests and blah blah in Costa Rica. And day 8, Yaco, morning, free to explore, take a blah blah lesson, go shopping for souvenirs or relax. An afternoon fly back to San Jose from Yaco Airport, days 9 and 10, San Jose. Okay, we are going to complete these 6 empty spaces. Now listen very carefully, okay? All right, let's go.
Unit 7, page 61. Exercise 4. Part 2.
On day 5, we're going to drive a short distance along Highway 34 to Jaco for a 3-night stay in a nature lodge near there. From there, we're taking the Pacific Rainforest aerial tram. That's a ride through the treetops on open-air gondolas. You'll get some fabulous views of the Pacific coast from there. We're going further up Highway 34 the next day to Tarcoles, where we're taking a boat safari from the village up the river Tarcoles to see the crocodiles. Keep your hands inside the boat, because these reptiles can get very close.
Are there many of them?
Oh, yes. I'm sure you'll see a lot of crocodiles. People have counted more than 200 in a kilometer and a half.
Wow!
On day 7, we're going to visit Parque Nacional Carrara, with some of the most varied forests and wildlife in Costa Rica. On day 8, you have the morning free to explore Jaco, take a surfing lesson, go shopping for souvenirs, or simply relax. In the afternoon, we're flying back to San Jose from Jaco Airport for the last 2 nights of this tour. I'm sure you'll have lots of fun. Any questions so far about the itinerary?
All right, let's complete the empty spaces then. Day 5, Jaco, Pacific Rainforest aerial tram. Ride through the blah blah on open air gondolas. So what is that first blah blah? What is that first empty space? Ride through where exactly? On open air gondolas. It's actually really exciting. Right through the treetops on open air gondolas and fabulous views of the, what was that? Fabulous views of the Pacific coast. Okay. Day 6, Tarcoles, Highway 34. Blah blah. From Tarcoles village up the river to see the crocodiles. Up the river. We are going up the river. It's a boat safari. Boat safari from Tarcoles village up the river to see the crocodiles. Warning, these reptiles can get what? Very, very close. So keep your heads down, he said. Remember? Day 7, Jaco, Parque Nacional Carrara, some of the most varied forests and blah blah in Costa Rica. Most varied forests and what was that? Wildlife, yes, wildlife. Some of the most varied forests and wildlife in Costa Rica. And day 8, Jaco, morning, free to explore, take a blah blah lesson, go shopping, free time. You can take a lesson for what? Surfing, right? Morning, free to explore, take a surfing lesson, go shopping for souvenirs, or relax. Okay then. Now, we have a reading exercise here. We are going to read the new messages 1 to 3 for the tour director and complete the announcement with the verbs in the box in the correct future form. Okay. We have 3 messages here, 1, 2, 3. We have verbs here in the box: enjoy, have, join, leave, meet, spend, stay, transfer. And after reading it, we are going to complete this announcement with these, using these verbs in the future, correct future form. Okay, let's read the messages first. Message number 1. Flight to Quepos delayed by 3 hours tomorrow morning. Trip to Manuel Antonio National Park is now only for half a day. Okay, announcement number 2. Great idea. Yes, offer the tour group a farewell cocktail on the last night in San Jose. And announcement number 3. I'm very sorry, but there are no rooms available at our nature lodge on the first night of your stay. The good news is we have found you alternative accommodation at Hotel Vistamar for 1 night at no extra charge. Your group can transfer to Selva Lodge for the other 2 nights. So these are the announcements. Now we are going to complete the announcement here according to this, using these verbs: enjoy, have, join, leave, meet, spend, stay, and transfer. Okay. Here are some changes to our itinerary. First of all, our flight tomorrow morning is blah blah 3 hours later. So which verb are we going to use and how? Our flight tomorrow morning is blah blah 3 hours later. It is delayed by 3 hours, so we are going to use which verb? Leave. First of all, our flight tomorrow morning is going to leave 3 hours later. It's not going to be will feature, it's going to be going to feature because it is said. Morning is going to leave 3 hours later. So we are blah blah in the hotel lobby at 9 a.m., not 6 a.m. So what is it going to be? We are going to okay, we are going to use the verb meet. And how are we going to do that? We can use 2 ways. So we are meeting in the hotel lobby at 9 a.m., not 6 a.m., because we are giving a certain time. We can use present continuous tense as the future. We are meeting in the hotel lobby at 9 a.m., or we can use going to future tense. So we are going to meet in the hotel lobby at 9 a.m., not 6 a.m. The both is true here. Actually, we can use present continuous in the first one as well. And we are blah blah half a day at Manuel Antonio National Park. Okay. They are going there late, so they can spend only half a day there. And we are going to use the verb spend, right? So we are meeting, or we are going to meet in the hotel lobby at 9 a.m., not 6 a.m. And we are going to spend half a day at Manuel Antonio National Park. Oh, we can also use we are spending half a day as well. I'm sure you will blah blah the park very much. I'm sure you will. Well, they picked the future form because it says I'm sure. It's just a prediction. So I'm sure you will blah blah the park very much. Enjoy, right? I'm sure you will enjoy the park very much. There's a change to the accommodation on day 5. We are blah blah at Hotel Vistamar for the first night. We are going to stay. We are going to stay at Hotel Vistamar for the first night. Then we are to La Selva Nature Lodge for the next 2 nights. Then we are going to transfer to La Selva Nature Lodge for the next 2 nights. And finally, we are blah blah farewell drinks here on the last night. We are going to have farewell drinks here on the last night. I hope you will join us then. Okay. We have completed this exercise. We have completed the empty spaces. And we will continue our exercises in our next week's videos. Evet arkadaşlar, şimdi süremiz doldu ve bu haftaki derslerimizi de bitirmiş olduk. Önümüzdeki hafta kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Hepinize güzel bir hafta sonu diliyorum. Kendinize çok iyi bakın. Haftaya görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın gençler.